All right. Welcome to another episode of Driving with Slip. I'm the host, Slip, with your sports talk for the true ATLian. It's been a minute since I've hopped on this because the baby boy was born. So shout out to the new baby boy, Baird. He's doing good. Mom is doing good. Everybody is healthy, and we're working out all the kinks and stuff to make sure that everything goes smoothly. I am on the way home, currently from softball. The Shawshanks lost today in a tough one. We hit the ball well, but it hit it straight at people. I think that's a game that we could have won, but sometimes that happens. Right now, I think we fall to 3-4-1. So we're going to have to pick it up just a little bit to try to make it to the regular season playoffs. But that's not what you're here for. And I'm going to still give it to you every single time. But we have a lot of talk. We have some Braves talk. We got some Hawks talk. And we got some Birds talk. There's a lot going on in Atlanta, and it feels good to be from Atlanta right now. I will start with the quickest update, which is the Falcons. I'm really happy with the draft. Really happy with the draft. With the limited picks that we had, including not having a first-round pick, because our first round pick is currently in jail, but he's on a probation program to where everything's going to get dropped. But we currently got Avion Terrell and Zachariah Brants in the second and third round. We got a couple linebackers, a D tackle, and an O tackle. But Avion Terrell is the brother of current Falcon AJ Terrell, and this guy's a dog. I am shocked that he fell to us. I didn't think he was going to go in the first round exactly, but I did think he was going to go early in the second round. And for him to fall to us, I think we were picking like 15th in the second round. So you may get some guys that fall that could be fringe first-round picks, but sometimes you're not going to be able to get that. And we were able to pick him up, and this guy's a dog. He's a ball hawk. This guy loves the football. He has forced fumbles, even with a guy his size. It is great to see. It's cool that we have brothers on the team. And I think they're only going to push each other to be better. And right now, this Falcons secondary, which at one point the secondary I think was seen as a weakness, is most definitely going to be one of our strengths once again. Because last year I think they were a strength, and this year they're only going to get better. I hope Billy Bowman comes back after he hurt his Achilles. But when I'm thinking about how he, was playing, oh my goodness, if we can get all of them on the field at the same time and healthy, this Falcon secondary is going to be legit. And they're going to be a fun watch. And this is on top of our first round picks from last year coming into their second year, hopefully going to take their next step as edge rushers. This is with our D tackles hopefully going to take another step in a good direction. We got Brandon Dorless coming back. Hopefully he comes back healthy. The injury at the end of the season was not the injury scare that we were all worried about. We just traded away. Oh my goodness! Now his name is past me, but our defensive tackle, second round pick from 2 years ago, we traded him for another D tackle from the Jags, And with this D tackle from the Jags, I think he's going to be more of a run-stopping guy. And, that is exactly what this line needs. If this line is able to be stout and is able to be firm against the run, this defense is only going to take the step to another level where, dare I say, they could become an elite defense, because they were really good last year. But now I think it would be good to see them take that step into great. And what takes them from great to elite is consistency. And I feel like if they're able to provide that consistency at a great level, this defense is going to be phenomenal, and it's really going to help out the offense. Because one thing about last year's offense, and this is a problem with both a little bit of the defense and the other part of, special teams, is that the starting field position was one of the worst in the league. It seemed that every single drive, the Falcons had to go the whole entire field to try to score. And that's just not sustainable for, to be a top scoring offense. The thing about top scoring offenses is they also are able to get good field position, either by special teams or by special teams or by their defense, because there's only going to be so many third down conversions that you're going to be able to get. Of course, we could say that we want to be able to get in third and shorts a whole bunch, but at the end of the day, the other team's trying to stop us, and that's just gonna be the general case. So I like where the Falcons are at. I'm going to look a little bit more into the other defensive pieces that the Falcons got with those linebackers. Hopefully they're guys that can, if called on, they could be decent in a pinch, because last year our backup linebackers were not great. That I would say they were absolutely below average and probably should not be on the 53-man roster this year. So that's what I got for the Braves talk. Now, let's just go to some Atlanta United talk. I'll throw that in there. They got to win. Thank God. This Atlanta United is still a disappointment, and I feel like they should be better. And that's just the bottom line. I feel like they should be better, and right now they are not. So hopefully something changes to where the designated players can actually play like they're supposed to be playing, because right now Almiron, Marinchek, and the other guy is not playing to the certain level that they should be, and the other pieces around are currently not good enough to pick up any slack that may be held back from them not being good enough. And that's all I got for them. Let's talk about some Hawks. Hawks are currently tied with the Knicks 2-2 in the first round of the Eastern Conference, and I'm happy. I'm also disappointed. If the Hawks played like they're capable of playing, the Hawks would be up 3-1. Right now they're having trouble scoring. Their shots not falling, and this is what caused them to lose Game 4. It seems that every single possession is extremely tough for them to try to get a basket. It seems like a whole bunch of people playing hero ball. It looks like they're not passing the ball around enough. They aren't able to get any easy shots, and that's just disappointing. And then it seems like when they are getting easy shots, guys aren't making them. Dyson Daniels, not known as a very strong shooter, and that is what it is. But if he's going to be in the lineup, and we need him in the lineup for his defense, then, we're going to need him to step up. So, we're just going to need him to step up. I'm going to need Jalen Johnson to step up too. He's supposed to be our best player. Right now, he's not playing like our best player. He's getting into, foul trouble, committing different fouls that I don't believe he should be. I believe that the shots that he's taken aren't good shots. When he's driving to the rim, it's extremely tough for him, and I need him to do better. That's just the bottom line. We just need him to do better. CJ McCollum cannot do this alone. And if we want CJ McCollum to, be able to not stress every time he goes down the floor, then someone else needs to pick up the slack. I saw something yesterday from Justin Tinsley. He's a ESPN guy, saying that he has a 2-1-1 theory. To win 4 games in an NBA series, your best player needs to win 2 of them, your second best player needs to win 1 of them, and you need a wild card to win another. CJ has won 2 of them. When is Jalen Johnson going to win 1 of them? When is Nickeil Alexander-Walker going to win 1 of them? I don't expect Onyeka to be able to win 1 of them because that's just not his game. He's been playing very well, I believe. I think he's been playing very well. But it's those 2 other guys that I'm looking for that need to step up. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is not playing to the same level that I expect him to play based on, him being the most improved player. Right now, he needs to be the most improved player in this series. And I think if he's able to do that, then I think this, the team can do something. Right now it's a best-of-3 series. I'm very happy where the Hawks are at. And right now we are looking at a series against the Knicks where they can win. I believe strongly that they can win, and they got to play at the level that they're actually capable of playing at. Now, let's get to the Braves. The Braves have lost against the Phillies, where the Phillies have now snapped their 10-game losing streak. It had to happen at some time. But right now, this is where we are looking for the Braves to be able to win another series. They won the first game of this series. Now it's time for them to win the third game. I think they should have won yesterday. They were in good position, but the defense let them down. Yastrzemski and Eli White have got to do better. Them giving up triples on the balls that were hit to them is just, quite frankly, unacceptable at this level. It made for the Phillies to get 2 very easy runs in a game where Bryce Elder pitched his ass off, and the earned runs that were given up were not indicative of the way that he pitched. So in this next game, I hope that they're able to do a little bit better in the field, because I'm not sure if Michael Harris is going to be back in the starting lineup as a fielder. I hope that he continues to be the DH. Unless there's a lefty. If there's a lefty, let him rest. Even with the way that he's playing, let him come off the bench and maybe get a couple at-bats. But quite frankly, I think we need him to get healthy to be back in the field, because it is very clear on what he's capable of doing while he's in the field, and we need that back. On the mound, we have did we have Ronaldo Lopez on the mound today? Goodness gracious. He's regressing. He doesn't know how to throw strikes. I don't know. But right now it doesn't even matter, because this lineup is so damn good. This lineup is an excellent lineup. And it's fantastic to see. I joked a few episodes ago about how this lineup is not going to be like the 2020 lineup, where that 2020 lineup seemed like they were pitching anybody out there, while also it didn't matter how many runs they gave up. They were going to keep balling. And right now it seems like no matter how many runs the starting pitcher may give up, that this team is going to fight. And this team is able to score some runs. And this is with Austin Riley and Acuna being league average hitters, while also Acuna is currently on a 17-game on-base streak. And Austin Riley is currently being able to catch up to the fastball. I think he's hitting a little bit more line drives. I think he's still popping up the ball a little too much, which is worrisome. He needs to get on top of the ball. I know he hit into a double play yesterday, which I'm not too mad at, because he hit the ball pretty hard. That made, straight at Trey Turner, which made, the double play fairly easy. But I'd rather see that than him to be popping up the ball, because at least that means that his swing is doing better. Of course, 1 out is better than 2. But I'm also concerned more about his swing long term rather than what he's capable of doing within a singular at bat. And right now, the long term projection for Austin Riley looks good. Acuna hit another home run. That's his second of the year. He's also driving the ball well. I think it's only going to be a matter of time until that ball really starts taking off his bat, especially with it warming up soon. So I'm really happy with those two things. I'm really happy with... I'm just really happy where the Braves are right now. They're playing like a team that is truly a top-of-the-league team. And that I think I look forward to them playing every single night. And I think that's the feeling that you want when you're talking about a baseball team, is that you want to be able to look forward to them playing every day of the week. And right now that's what they're doing. It's going to be interesting on what's going to happen when Strider comes back. Who's going to go to the bullpen. I honestly believe that Reynaldo Lopez needs to go to the bullpen, or he needs to go to the IL, because right now he's not pitching well. Out of the 5 starters that are being thrown out there, he is the most worrisome. I would rather see Didier Fuentes, and I'd love to see J.R. Ritchie stay in the rotation. But right now, Reynaldo Lopez is not pitching anywhere close to what a starting pitcher needs to be pitching. I think that his peripherals are looking terrible. And with him not having the velocity on his fastball, he's just throwing meat. And at least the other starters aren't doing that. Now, I think this is maybe pulling some hairs, but it's the honest truth. And I'm here to tell the truth. And I'm going to be honest with y'all about all of the Atlanta teams that I root for, which I guess is just all of them. But I want them to do well. So I look forward to continuing to see what the Braves are going to be doing. Look for more commentary over the next week or so. Now that the baby is going to be about a week old, I'll be able to try to find those pockets where I'll be able to talk to y'all for at least 15 to 20 minutes. But until then, don't slip.